Hello and good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. As always, this is my favorite part of my day. I won't even tell any lies. I won't be a fibber. I love Tuesdays because I love getting on screen with you people and watching the comments and watching everyone participate. So Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week. Other people love Fridays and the weekend, but ever since I started doing this, Tuesdays are just the joy of my week. So welcome as always. I love you guys for always tuning in. I love seeing the people. Hi, Chrissy and Janine. I love having the support. You guys have shown me an immense amount of support over past 2 years, I'm sorry. And it's been just a blessing. So thank you guys always. I love to start by just saying thank you, thank you, thank you, because Love Shouldn't Hurt is not just this live cast every week. Love Shouldn't Hurt has a bigger purpose and a bigger meaning. And the fact that you follow means that you support my mission and you support what it is that we do. So as always, I want to remind us why we are here. We are here to make sure that if you are out there and you are struggling through any form of domestic violence, you're suffering through it, if you're a family member who knows that you have a family member in your family who is dealing with domestic violence, you can reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Their number, as always, is scrolling across the screen, 1-800-799-7233. Remember, you can also hit us up on our Instagram, our Facebook. If you have the website, you can reach us by text with the number on our website. You can go to our website at www.loveshouldnothurt.com. Hello, Esther, Tita, Betsy. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Super excited because tonight is Express Yourself, people. So what we are doing is just a little bit different. I will have a co-host as per usual. Tonight it is the lovely Charlotte Sahadeo. I love Charlotte so much and she has so much energy and I love to have her on the screen. And she was so much fun when she was on. So Charlotte is joining us again tonight so that we can kind of let the audience guide us through. So always I have my list. That's what I do. I want to be prepared just in case you guys decide you're scared and you don't want to get on screen. But tonight, you guys, the audience, will decide what we discuss. Now, let's remember that we want to always focus on important issues surrounding domestic violence. But even if we talked about anything else, that's good too. We want to give you the opportunity to share, to be a part of the dialogue. Sometimes if you're just sending messages on the side, we don't get to all the comments. I want you to feel like you're a part of it tonight. So tonight, we're giving you that opportunity. The last time you saw us on the screen, I was a mess as per usual. I was on the screen with my beautiful daughter, Alina. It was emotional as per usual because that's what I do. I cry. So we had a good time. Before that, we had the guys on. It was a great evening. So tonight, I want it to be another great evening. Again, just be mindful of that number. We're going to turn it on and off throughout the show. But remember, you can talk, you can text, you can chat, whatever it is so that you can stay in contact with the National Domestic Violence Hotline. That's what happens when you're talking really, really fast. But it's okay. This is live, people, right? So let's get into it. I want to bring Charlotte onto the screen so that she can help me begin our show. A big, big reminder, though, I want everyone to know before you get off of this screen tonight at 10:30 p.m., remember to log into Bomba Live. Bomba Live will be live. They're doing a special screening tonight. So make sure that you log into Bomba Live when you get off of our live cast. We won't be on that long, but at 10:30, make sure that you tune into them. They will be live, and Rafael Collazo will be hosting that segment of Bomba Live. Here is Charlotte with no further ado. Hey, girl.
Hi, honey bunches.
How are you today? I told her before we got on, we look like we look through each other's window. We're like the
I
Boston
did.
twins.
I'm not even. I'm just gonna put it out there. I did. I just flew to Philly just for that.
Just to look through my window. I would too. I'm cute. No, I'm joking.
They know, and apparently very humble.
I am. Oh my goodness. Listen, so the last time you were on, we were with the guys, and let's talk about that. Let's get into how you felt about being on with us the last time before we get into our audience and what they want to talk about.
Well, I had a lot of fun. I was a little bit taken aback because Destin Moore came out here with some like real like good icebreakers, and I was like, what the hell? Like, so I had a lot of fun. It's informative. It's a lot of fun to actually have different points of views. We don't always know it all as women. We are very intuitive. At least I like to think so. But at times, even we might miss the mark. We might think it's something, and then the guys have a different point of view. And I guess that's good, right? I guess when we let them think, that's good. But not always should we let them think too much, because that's how they get in trouble. Empiezan a pensar and they think that they got it like that.
They take it too far.
Yeah,
they take it too far.
No, papi, you're gonna sit down in that corner until I'm done here. I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Oh gosh, no. It was a great show. It was a great segment. I like to have the different point of views, especially with you who has so much energy and brings so much to the camera. So it was super exciting. There's Zulma, my partner in
Thank
crime. Hi
you.
Zulma. Nice to have you
Hi,
on.
Sulma. Yo no
So
puedo ver because I'm a little bit blind,
está
pero yo,
bien, yo te lo grito, yo te lo
right?
grito.
If I go like this, ya usted sabe. I've reached that magical place where when I wear glasses, I gotta go like this and then put them back on. It's
Después de
real.
la 40, I get it. I'm not there
Damn, you
yet.
don't have to put my number out there like that. You really don't have to put my number.
Oh goodness. So I just wanted to, hey, there's Jasmine too. Mira,
Jazz! Ay, qué linda.
llamándote.
Es que ella
We
es
got
tan linda.
Ray
There
Velez.
goes
What's up,
Ray.
Ray? So
What's
we're getting a lot of
up?
love tonight. So I just want to, before we get into to our audience, I know that a lot of people, hello, Lisa. Oh my goodness. My love, my beautiful Lisa is on. I love her. Que linda. Thank you for watching us tonight,
Ay,
Lisa.
qué chula.
Danielle, thank you for being here. So guys, listen, there's a lot of you on and I want to get into these audience, feelings here. So listen, I'm going to remind you guys what tonight is about. If you are interested in being on screen with us, we don't bite. We're not crazy. We're not scary. All right, we're a little bit crazy.
I bite.
We're not scary.
I do.
You guys are always, there's Michael, my Evie. Hello. Everybody is giving us lots of love tonight. So the rules of tonight are this. If you would like to join us on screen and give us your idea of what you want to talk about tonight, it doesn't even have to be the whole segment, doesn't even have to be the whole show. What it really is you coming on and
Hi,
probably
Cynthia.
just giving us your thoughts. And a lot of people come on and they'll write to me after and they say, "Oh my God, I wish I could have said this or that." And I'm like, you should join me one day on the segment. So instead of you picking a day and coming on, tonight is your night.
Yes.
All you have to do, it's super easy. Charlotte, what do they have to do to get themselves on the screen with us?
We'll just basically say that you want to get in and then we'll send them the link.
We'll send you the link. Send us your email.
Or nudes.
Put your email up on the screen. Put your email up on the screen. And when you do that, we have someone who is helping us out tonight who is going to put your email in and send you the link so that you can join us. I am so interested in hearing what people have to say. I know some people have already inboxed and said that they would do it. Send us your email, people, and you can get on the screen with us and we can talk about it. So we haven't gotten any emails yet. So before we do that, I just want to throw out some reminders. We are just 2 days away from October. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which is super big for Love Shouldn't Hurt because that is our goal. That is our mission. So I want to remind you guys that October is the month. If you can, whatever days you can, sport your purple, take a picture, send it to us. Show us that you stand in solidarity with us about domestic violence, the fight that we are fighting against domestic violence. Something you can look forward to this coming Monday, they will be playing a video on Congreso's website and all of their social media. This Monday will be called My Story Monday, and they'll be highlighting my story. So check that out on Monday. I will post the time and all of the above. So that's something exciting to start off the month of domestic violence. We have some amazing shows coming up next Tuesday, thanks to this cutie pie right here, Zoe Colon, who is in Florida. My girl, she's awesome.
She's in Orlando. Pues vamos hoy a beber.
Thanks to Zoe. She got us some great people for our panel next Tuesday. We will be going and diving into domestic violence in the LGBTQ community. In that segment, joining us also will be our boy, Carlos Nunez, who will be a part of that. So next Tuesday, we'll be on fire, people. You have to tune in because it's going to be great. We also will have a health and wellness and self-care after violence, because a lot of times after you go through violence, we have to worry about ourselves, picking ourselves back up. So Jacqueline Rodriguez will be on. She is one of my Love Shouldn't Hurt girls. She was in the film with me. We also will have financial freedom after abuse. A lot of women, Ray is telling you guys, send these emails. That's right, people. Let's go. Put your emails up. You know you want to be on screen with us. We are going to have Jessica Toledo, who is my baby mama. That's what I call her. She is going to be on, and she is going to help you guys with financial freedom after leaving an abusive relationship.
And she's really good too. I love Jess.
She is amazing with her finances.
She really is. She's so
cute.
She
is cute. We also have a lot of community resources who will pop in and out throughout the month. Instead of just doing Tuesdays, we will also do other days throughout the week so that we can make sure that people get the information that we need. So a special moment, I will be on camera There's Jessica. I will be on camera this Thursday at 7 p.m. with my girls who were in the Love Shouldn't Hurt documentary. Jacqueline, Zulma, Marilyn. We will definitely be on the show this Thursday because we will be opening up the month of domestic violence. If you have never seen our documentary, we will be highlighting parts of that throughout the show, playing snippets of it if you want to see it. What we will also be doing, and I'll continue to announce this throughout the show, if you have a loved one or a family member who went through domestic violence, who has survived it, a loved one you may have lost, someone that you want us to highlight in a positive light, please send us their photos, send us their stories, send us everything that you want so that we can highlight them on that day. We want to open up the month of domestic violence, reminding folks why we are here and why we do what we do. So that is Thursday at 7 p.m. Look out for that flyer because we will be on. Oye, es que yo no veo emails. ¿Qué pasa? La gente tiene miedo.
Well, wait, nosotros podemos bochinchar until they
I
want
mean,
to
we
jump.
can.
It's like double dutching. Okay, vale,
Jump
dale,
in,
vale.
jump out, jump in, jump out. Oh.
Well, we can talk. I mean, let's
Don't be
really-
scared, people. Don't be scared. Send us
no, don't
emails.
be
Send us
scared
the
at all. I
emails.
mean, let's keep it cute though. Don't be scared, but let's keep it cute because it's Tuesday. I think you're gonna have a very live month because first of all, Carlos is the vibe.
Yes, he is.
So awesome. And I applaud you for actually shedding light on the community that usually folks don't even think that there is domestic violence there, and there's everywhere. I was talking to you earlier. I think some of my exes should be contacting you soon too. Porque yo soy más abusadora, but I know my truth.
You're such a hot mess. Oh, goodness.
So express yourself. So what do we want to talk about until we get these emails?
So it looks like we received an email. Evelyn
good.
Ramos said that she is going to be the brave one to start us off. So hopefully we will see Evelyn pop up soon on the screen. After that, let's go. Jessica Toledo.
Yes.
Do not be afraid. Let's go. Send those emails, people. We are loving people. You know us. You know that we're loving.
Yes.
So what do we want them to do? Honestly, I just want them to get on and talk about topics that maybe other people would never talk about.
Yeah.
So if there's something about domestic violence that they'd like to touch on, something that they would like to say, feel free to join us on the screen and tell us. People send their comments and we see them and we post them and we kind of interact that way. But I thought tonight, and actually it was Ray's idea, so let me not try to take the idea. It was Ray's idea.
And then he's not on.
He's actually monitoring. You leave him alone. It was Ray's idea, and I thought it was an amazing one. And I was like, yes, I love that. Get on and share with us your opinions, and hopefully we'll see Evelyn pop up soon. Ray is on that. He's sending you the link, Evelyn. You should see it soon. If you check your email, Ray is sending you that link. And everyone else, follow suit. It is not scary.
Follow suit. I like
Liz Rome
that.
says, when can you get a hold of the documentary? We do showings. Well, I am working on now because due to COVID, we can't really be indoors at any place showing the documentary. What I'm working on are private viewing rooms so that you guys can stop in and watch the film from there. So that's something that we're working on right now, Liz.
That's so awesome. I got to tell you, since we're expressing ourselves, I actually admire like your whole journey because I've known you. Like very few people know this, but I've known you since you was like in high school. And quite honestly, like you have always been so outspoken and so to the point that you're like even when you were in high school at Little Flower that you used to come to Aspira, I was like, esta no se calla, maldita sea la madre, right? But you were so like, I love that about you because your energy was rough, but your energy was pure. And it was always like, so it broke my heart without getting too mushy because it's not, that's why I drink, so I don't get mushy. It broke my heart when all of this came out because I was just like, coño, like, not to stereotype, but even it shows that even the most outspoken, the most extroverted person can actually go through this in such a private manner that even when she's out and she's outgoing and she's so alive and she's so this and that and the other, there's still that dark place within her that she keeps very tight to herself and doesn't let anybody else know. Yes, Ray, Aspira, ya tú sabes. So, So I wanna thank you. Like every time you say Shar, you want to get on, I'm on it. Even if I have to take a shower and do my hair and be
And
on
bathe
it
that day.
and bathe that day, God forbid. But I'm on here because I do believe in the cause, and I do believe in you, and I do believe in your journey. And it hurts
Appreciate that.
that, yeah, it just hurts. It hurts because had you told me then, we would have caught a case for sure.
I
I'm gonna
think
keep
that's
it like
why a lot of
1,000.
people didn't know. I didn't want any cases happening.
Oh no, it would have been a case. Like, and I'm half Indian, so I would have gotten out. They don't accept Indian girls in jail. Have you ever seen an Indian girl in The Orange Is the New Black? No. We know what to do.
I can't. I really can't with you.
But it would have been an issue. You would have been like, Shark, come here, I want to tell you something. In my mind, it played differently, but I just wanted, I was about to go left with it. But I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. And even though it's towards the tail end when there's a recovery and almost like a phoenix coming through, I am very happy that I'm here. And I'm very sorry that you went through that.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. It's not the easiest to admit to, right? And it's not
Mm,
something that, we want to just put out there and
mm,
say, oh, yeah,
yeah.
I went through it. But that's what happens sometimes. The people who suffer, sometimes they suffer in silence
Hmm.
and you have no idea. And that's what we do.
Yep. Yep.
We suffer in silence and we just do what we have to do to kind of get by.
Yeah. No, and so yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
Is somebody logging on? Because I'm about to start bochinchando and then all hell's gonna break loose. So you better get somebody up on this piece.
Evelyn is trying to log in.
Okay, good.
Um, she is trying to find the email.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'll give you a little story about expressing myself since,
I'm gonna let you express yourself, and I'm
good.
gonna go off camera really quick.
Oh, well, good. Well, then this is me and them, right? Oh,
Yes.
shit. It's about to be
Wait.
on. Hurry up. Okay. So let me see, Charlotte. Sorry. I know, right? I'm telling you. I'm glad somebody always say that I'm right because there's very few people that tell me that I'm right. But I wanted to I wanted to talk to Christina about this because when I was in high school and I started with Aspira, I was very much like her in the sense that I was always talking whatever I thought. And, sometimes that's not good because they always tell you, like, think before you speak, but I was just so raw with it. Like anything I saw, I was just like, blah, right? And there was very few people, very few mentors that actually like will laugh, will stay quiet and kind of like guide me in a very sympathetic way, in a very nurturing way, in a way that it allowed me to be okay with expressing myself, but allow me to also think about different ways to say things and become a little bit more tactful, right? And I say all of this to say because just like there was those nurturing folks, there was also those folks that kind of um, reprimanded that whole journey of what it is to be a woman and have a voice and express yourself and wanting to actually say what's on their mind when the situation is happening. And the more I thought about this show, the more I started thinking, I was like, damn, like had I not been so stubborn in making sure that I continued to express myself, would I have then shut that voice down and not ever allow myself to, whenever this situation arises, to actually speak my truth and speak what it is that I don't like, and so on and so forth. And so sometimes without us thinking, um, when we say to somebody, when we say to a young person, when we say to a young lady, think before you speak, at times I think that we might be just shutting down what their voice is developing into being. And so when I was in high school, I was that girl that, when you grow up in Aspira, first of all, Aspira was like a family, right?
It
So
was.
it wasn't like there was, when people ask me, well, like, what was your first professional setting? I almost stopped saying it was Aspira because in Aspira I felt like I was like with family, right? And unfortunately, sometimes when you are with family, you become a little bit too emotionally attached, that we allow to whatever feedback they give you to kind of become an influence on how you develop as a professional. So in all of that, let me just wrap it up before somebody gets on here.
Yeah,
And
we got someone waiting.
yeah, and, you know,
I'm excited now.
We get the Chappelle Show. I would say that be mindful of who you say, you know, watch what you say and be tactful, because that word tactful sometimes deter the person from actually later on becoming that person that speaks exactly what their truth is, right? So
all right. Well, listen, we got our first guest here. Let's see. We have Evelyn
thank you,
Ramos
Liz.
coming to the stream.
Yes.
Hey!
Hi!
What's up?
Oh my gosh, Charlotte, man, you're like the freaking best. I'm like, this needs to be every week.
Yeah,
every
Nana,
week.
I'm gonna take you out to drink just for saying that. Don't say things like that to me.
I'm for real.
She
Like,
has to call Philly first.
I got to see you when you did it before, and I couldn't come on, and I was like, oh my God, she's like the best. I think you should have gone with her before you even went with me. So it's
No.
and this didn't kick in yet. It's not this yet. I guarantee you.
It's not. Ah, pues está bien, pues
Not
vamos
yet.
a beber.
It's true love.
It is. It always will
Listen,
be.
I'm gonna add Melody to the screen too. Oh wait, you know what? Let me give her a minute because it looks like she went off. When she comes back, we're gonna add her too. So there she is. We're
love
gonna bring Melody on too. So we're gonna start with Evelyn and then we'll move to Melody. Let's go. Keep sending those
Yes.
emails.
Yay.
Hey Melody.
Hi.
Hi.
Mel.
Told me not to be shy, so here I am.
There
Yes.
you go. Welcome. What's up? So Evelyn, let's start with you. What would you want to get off your mind? Express yourself, boo.
Ooh, girl, you know that's dangerous.
Right.
Make it comfortable and clear my throat. Well, you know what? When you said you were doing this at first, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get on this. But I was watching a documentary, Chrissy, and you know I'm good for that. I'm just gonna own it. I love me a good documentary. Woo, I try to tell Chrissy about it like she cares, and she's like, hey, I'm gonna need you to stop being so involved in Scientology. I mean, it's over now. But this one actually was interesting because they talked about rape.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna like flip everybody's like,
Yo, you just like.
The vibe is like, hey. Oh.
sorry.
It's like that first pee after you start drinking. Like, I said my
Like-
point.
Melody,
Broke the seal.
welcome to our craziness. This is the norm. We're always loud and nuts. So
I'm glad to be a part of it, you know.
Yes.
Bring
love you,
it
Mel.
on. It's only 7:24. You guys have drinks. I don't have anything. So
oh no.
Oh, no.
I might have to stop my camera and get a drink.
Yes.
You can do what you gotta do, boo.
I know. I got my boys here, you know, and God only knows what they'll hear. That's okay.
It's okay.
All right. Go ahead, Evelyn. Let's
I'm
Go ahead.
surprised Chrissy let you on screen without verifying you had it first. That's her thing.
I broke the rules.
All right, Evelyn. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm having fun. So anyway, back to my fun topic.
Yeah.
So one of the things when I was listening to it, obviously, it was like in the 70s. Like there was this Golden State Killer. He was killing women. And what they did back then was they blamed women for being raped. And what I thought was really interesting is that they had like all these really strong self-help videos on how women could prevent their rapes.
Mm.
Why would you walk down a dark alley? Why would you wear what you're wearing? Why would you do what you're doing? I mean, you know, you're kind of inviting this behavior, which is kind of common with domestic violence. What did you do to make him angry? What did you do to make her angry?
Mm-hmm.
So my question, however, to you was that when I really started to hear it immediately, I was like appalled by it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be honest. I thought back and I was like, I wonder how many times I actually, in my youth and in my journey to become a better person, would have thought the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why would she walk down that alley?
Mm-hmm.
What was she thinking? Isn't that crazy? Shouldn't she have done something different? So my question really is one of like, if we're brave enough to admit it, we're all on this journey of being better, of enlightening people. What were kind of things you did or you thought of before that now you look back on and you're like, damn, I'm really ashamed of myself for thinking that. And how did you like enlighten yourself or teach yourself to not think that way after a while?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like what I said for me, it was kind of looking at people who were raped and thinking, I pero pendeja, why would you walk down that alley? And there's a part of me that still would be like, oh, I really wish she would exercise judgment. But then I circle back and say, it doesn't matter. If she walked down that alley butt naked, she shouldn't have been raped. She shouldn't have been attacked.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it brings me also, Chrissy, to some interesting with Alina that she mentioned about something she saw on TikTok, where she said, and I don't want to like single out the men. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of feedback on that. But what would the world be like if there were no men in it? And we all joked around about like, oh girl, okay, great. But the girl in this TikTok, her focus was on, I feel safer walking down the street. I know that I wouldn't get attacked. I know that I wouldn't get catcalled. I know I wouldn't worry so much about whether my breasts are showing in my shirt.
That's right.
And I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, you know, how many of us would have thought that before? So I guess my question is around that, like, even though we're learning and trying to become better people, how many questions or how many things did you used to think that now you're like, damn, I was really dumb then?
Yeah. You go ahead, Chris.
You're brave enough to admit it. I think you gotta be brave to admit it.
No, I'll be brave enough to admit that prior to, and you've been in my life forever, right? So you know these things that I'm about to say. So prior to my abuse and prior to even really my dating life, my biggest thing to say is I'll never date a man with kids, right? I said it all the time.
Right.
So it was like, okay. Then I ended up dating someone that had so many kids, right? I had a kid with them, which was totally the opposite.
Yeah.
But that's one thing. And now I'm like, that was definitely not part. Like, you don't know where people's lives have taken them. People have kids where they had a bad divorce or whatever the situation may be. It doesn't always end up being a bad situation. But I was very judgmental on that factor. Like, I never dated a guy that has kids. I also, prior to my own abuse, had the attitude of, if she stayed, she liked it. Or I will never let a man touch me. He is not touching me until I was the one that was getting touched. And now I say that all the time because people look back on me now and they're like, how could you have? And why did you? And I can't believe it. And I'm like, you have no idea until you are living in it, what you will accept and what you won't accept and what may keep you there. So those were two things that were big on. Like, I'll never date a man with kids. And I was so judgmental. And then I grew up and was like, okay, that's wrong of me. But also just because now I lived through domestic violence, it was a wake up call. Not to say that it was like a slap in the face and karma got me, but I said it all the time. The people that I would see, or even in movies, like, she's stupid. Like, I would never deal with that. And then I walked that path. And now I'm like, I'll never say never to anything in my life.
I would say something. It's not on the verge of abuse. I can only speak to what I'm going through, right? Because I think I'm older than all of y'all. So ponga respeto and listen to what I'm about to say, right?
You do know you have to say that in English too, right?
No, I'm sorry. I have to say it. Right, I know. I'm about to speak some truth here, Val.
God's name.
So I always thought that I would never be able to identify with anybody who cheated. And I was always very judgmental living in North Philly, where you be like, she's una puta, like she's a little slut. Like, look at her, she's cheating and she's doing this and she's doing that. What I will say till this day, until the day I die, is you live long enough, all of those things that you were so gangster about saying that you will never do, you will have a little piece in your life that you will take part into, at least having that realization, like, damn, never say never, because that could be me. And if not, I don't want to get church on you because I've been drinking and there will be some F-bombs being thrown. But by the grace of God, I'm not that person and I'm not this person. And you know what I mean? Because I've walked down the alleys. You live in North Philly long enough, there will be dark alleys. You will live in North Philly long enough, you will be with the wrong crowd at the wrong time in the wrong place, and it doesn't matter whether you lived in the Boulevard at the time when the Boulevard was actually the bomb, or you lived anywhere else, or you were in like a private school, you still chill with the kids from the hood. And so at any given moment, anything that could have happened to that chick that got raped, that dude that got shot, anybody who got, in any kind of situation, that could very much happen to you. So I say to you youngsters, never say never, because life has a way of teaching you lessons in the worst ways, and in the ways that will hurt you most, and the ways that will teach you the greatest lessons. So whenever I look at somebody who cheated, like as a female or even a male, I start to it comes in first, right? Like damn, right? And then you start thinking, well, okay, no, let me just shut my mouth because I've been that girl. And you know what I mean? So, or let me shut my mouth because I've accepted a dude that cheated. Like that sort of thing, So, Mel, back to you, bro.
Thanks.
What a way to intro.
Oh yeah, I need some kind of, I don't know. So, well, first, real quick, before I say like my little piece, I did want to touch upon what you were saying. I agree with you that yes, I mean, like we all grow up with these stigmas and we all want to act like that would never happen to me. No, I wouldn't be that girl or whatever the case may be. I've come to find out the reality is after the situation that I've been in with my ex, with their father, I tell people to this day the story. And what I find really interesting is the ones that you would think would be understanding there afterwards are still the ones that are shying away and kind of like, no. And then you start to think like you're crazy in a sense, because I think they start to see like, oh, Mel's headstrong. She would never let that happen to her. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not just like things that we heard about growing up. It's also after the fact of when it happens to us, what our mindset is there afterwards. So I honestly think that mindset, never say never, that's how I approach it with people. I'm not scared to tell my story, and I do get judged for it. I feel like a lot of people, it scares them away when I tell them. And I'm sure that you ladies know too, when you start being open and honest, it makes people feel uncomfortable. And I just try to tell them from my experiences too. Again, you never think you're going to be that person in that situation. But if God forbid you find out that you are, or like you end up being in that situation and whatnot, I am here for you kind of thing. Like I do tell women oftentimes that I told my story to, then I hear about their stories later on and they get wrapped up in relationships and they don't even recognize the abuse. It's a shame, right? It really is. And I have 2 sons. I don't have daughters, but what I'm struggling with now is trying to teach them how to respect females, because my thing that I'm coming on here for is I went through so many years of abuse with their father. And now, you know, he's in Philadelphia. I'm here in Wilmington. I got up and I moved to Delaware for a reason so that they could have a better life. There was so many things that ended up happening, but now because they're older, they're more aware. He's at the point where like, he looks like he's bettering his life. He's got his new girlfriend. Life is good. They do all these great things. And I remember all the past. They were too young to remember all that. So when their father tries to play the victim now, or like he's the good guy in a sense, and there's things that he does that trigger me. Like shortly before I got on this call, that's why I was late, because him and I are arguing. It's crazy because like now I feel like in my life, my boys are starting to see a different side of me. And I don't want them to see that side because I always wanted to hide them from what happened. But sometimes I feel like I don't mind them hearing this conversation now because they do know bits and pieces. So I guess my question is like, what am I supposed to do? Because it's only getting worse, where now the man who caused these problems, I have fibromyalgia because of the things that he's done to me. I have an 8-year-old. Sorry, I don't want to get all emotional.
No, it's okay.
I cry every week.
Sorry. I have an 8-year-old son that has 6 diagnoses, and one of them's anxiety, depression, a lot of things because of what I believe has happened to, sorry, and they're all loud,
It's okay.
has happened to him. And I guess like I'm watching them now and how it's affecting them. And my oldest, like Vinny and I, we struggle, we butt heads with the disrespect. So how do I move forward from that? Because it's only getting worse. I look now in the here and the present, like I'm the crazy one. I'm the bitter one. I'm the one because I'm in pain with my health, things that he caused. And I just look like the bad person. They want to go to dad's house all the time. Dad's happy in the new relationship. He doesn't treat her like that. They never saw those things. So what do you guys recommend? Like, I don't want it to consume who I am, but it's only getting worse. And like I said, my oldest, him and I battle every day with the disrespect, because I'm starting to see he's funny towards females because that's all he's ever seen. And his dad only tried to get help 2 times. It didn't work out. His dad's not open to it now because he's in that current relationship, everything's good. Everything's good. That because they see him in this new relationship, he doesn't think he owes them anything. He doesn't think that he owes them to be a role model and whatnot. So
I'm going to give you the cliche answer.
Wow.
I'm going to give you the answer that maybe you probably heard from so many people. But honestly, I've also struggled with that. And Evelyn Ramos, if you don't know, she's one of my best friends. She's my daughter's godmother. So she's like a part of every part of my day. Even if we don't see each other, we send a text to let each other know we're thinking of one another. We spend most of our time together. Quarantine kind of got us stuck with each other more. She was who I quarantined. She knows my battles. She knows my issues with my own self-esteem because of what I've dealt with. She's seen my daughter go from the positive young lady that she is now to the moments where we were very, very constantly butting heads all the time.
Okay.
I attest a lot of that to what she's seen and what she's aware of. There was a time a few years ago before she and Jasmine, I see you, babe. We got Jasmine in the green room too. I see you, babe. We're going to bring you on in a minute. There was a time a few years ago, maybe not even a few. I think she was super young. I don't know if Evelyn remembers this, but she had went to her father's house. I was actually at a concert with Evelyn and my other friends. And I had called the stepmother. I actually called the father. He didn't answer. So I ended up speaking to the stepmother, who told me he was just in the shower. I told them that we were at the Pink concert. I told them that she still hadn't come out. She was taking forever. It was late. My daughter needed to go to school tomorrow. If they could put her to sleep, and I would pick her up for school in the morning. I was none the wiser that craziness was happening while I was calling.
Oh, wow.
I picked my daughter up for school the next day, and she gets in the car. She was young because I remember her talking like a baby. She says that her dad jumped out of the back window running from the police. Right?
Oh my God.
So in my mind, I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, I thought he just didn't answer the phone. Needless to say, I had no idea that there was abuse going on. The cops were called. There was all types of drama. My daughter's behavior at school changed significantly that week and for days to come, where I had the counselor call me and say, did something happen because Alina is not herself? She wasn't herself in school, and she wasn't herself at home. She was constantly getting smart with me. She would yell at me in the car. She would scream. There was one day she got so frustrated. I don't know if I've ever said this out loud, but she was so frustrated she smacked me. She didn't smack me in my face or anywhere. She smacked my arm. She was angry. I called my sister and I said, get your niece or I'm going to hurt this girl. She literally came to my house as I stood downstairs washing clothes, and she had a whole hour conversation with my daughter. And my sister said, you got to be patient with her, Chrissy. She's seen a lot. You don't understand how it is that she feels, and that's why she's acting this way. And now that she's older, we have those conversations. So I don't know how old your kids are, Melody, but it has gotten better.
Yeah.
6. So Alina's 13 now.
Okay.
Alina and I went through that drama between like 8 and 10.
Okay.
She was very angry. She was frustrated with what she knew. She was confused about what she saw. And of course, the pictures always painted differently. They were buying her, like for Christmas, I was like, makes me look like a fool. They would buy her like loads of gifts and craziness. Meanwhile, I'm a single mom struggling to get you just the 5 things on your list. So we had those moments. I feel you. But the cliche answer for me is, and even Evelyn has said this to me in the past, maybe you need therapy. Maybe you guys need to seek therapy and kind of work through what you guys have gone through. We have gone in and out of therapy. I've done it by myself. She's done it by herself. Due to insurance right now with my job, she hasn't been going. But therapy honestly helps so much to get her where she is now, especially to get me where I am now, because I'm going to be 40 in 2 months. And I tell you that I honestly feel like I'm at the best place I've ever been in my life.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I feel the same way.
I do not tolerate much. I'm very open about my feelings and my anger. You know, when I feel something, I say it. Whereas I hid my feelings before and I didn't let anybody know what I felt. And I'm really open with my daughter. I don't know if boys are different. I don't have a boy. But maybe, honestly, all I can say is, I don't know if you're religious, pray for him. You know, as time goes on, it sounds cliche, but therapy, pray for him because his heart will soften. He will realize that. Because honestly, my mother never talked about any of the things we went through as a kid, but we saw it for ourselves. But we also saw it, and when we grew up, we understood it. And I honestly think that if he continues to watch it, he'll know the truth. He'll know what's right and what's wrong. He'll know that he's living with mommy 90% of the time, and she's struggling to do her best for him. He'll know that. There's, you know, sometimes they say it, cliche, actions speak louder than words. But honestly, I feel like your actions towards him and trying just the patience of just dealing with this little bump that he's going through, I think you'll have a better outcome. I never thought I would get out of that bump with my daughter. She was getting smart with me. She was snippy. She was giving an attitude to the teachers. I would tell everybody, I'm going to hurt that girl. And we get along so well now. She's such a good kid. She sees it for what it is, honestly. And I think that, you know, I don't know if these ladies can attest, but that's just how I feel. I feel like if you can do therapy with him, if that's something you can do, do it.
Okay.
If that's something you don't feel like you can do, be patient while you're over this hump. It'll get better.
I know that his so Vinny's doctor like recommended like psychotherapy. They want him to do the therapy first, and then they talked about family therapy. And when I introduced it to his father, you already know where that went. That was just like, why do I need to go to therapy? Kind of.
I get
thing.
that. I get that.
So yeah, like he's like. So I'm just gonna start with Vinny first with that. But like you said, same thing. There's moments I'm just like, boy, you're lucky, like because shoot, so when we were younger, DHS did not exist. And God forbid I run my mouth around these kids. I don't need them knocking up at my door. Like, you know how it is. So, like, I don't know. I got to be real careful with what I say. But he's so intelligent. Sorry. And
That's okay. That's just honestly.
like you say one thing and they'll run a mile with it. Like, mom said,
And you know what?
So I want to interject before Evelyn comes on. I mean, and says that. I want to bring Jasmine on because I know that Jasmine knows you.
Yes.
And I'm sure that she has a few things she wants to say. I see her in the green room with a big smile on her face. So I'm going to bring her on because I love her and she looks beautiful. I see through
don't
the
make me cry, Jazz. In like a good way.
There she is. Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I can hear
Look
you.
at that sparkle.
I realized my AirPods were dead. So
That's okay. So before you get into it, I just want to let Evelyn share her comment on that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Evelyn.
I was just going to say, Melody, I think that even if dad doesn't want to do the therapy, you have your family unit in your home. You do it with your boys. But I also think you do it by yourself and make Melody work on Melody a little bit, because then, you know, you can bring some skills into something, because we as moms were always putting the kids out there first. We got to do it with a kid. But I think, you know, something for yourself would probably be a good idea. And there's this program called Strengthening Families that exists, which is kind of something that I think Delaware has a branch of it, but it's called Strengthening Families. It's kind of like therapy, but not so therapy-like. Okay. So that's something you might want to look at as well, where you guys get together with other families, I believe, and kind of talk through things. But I think that if dad doesn't want to do it, you just do it. You just focus on your boys. And then maybe as you guys see the results and you see it, maybe he'll start to realize there's not a stigma. There's such a huge stigma with therapy. I mean, there's probably people right now who don't want to use it because they're like, I don't want to talk to a stranger about that's part of culturally too. I don't talk to strangers about my problems. But, you know, sometimes it's even better if someone you know won't judge you, that their pure cause is to help you get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
And you can always call me. I'm a little bit violent though.
I'm never close.
I was going to say, don't call her unless you have bail money.
For reals. I got all of the episodes of Snapped. It's on.
So I need a ride or die, or like, you know, somebody to do
That's what I am.
All right.
You got a whole team.
Or his
You have
dad.
a whole team standing behind you.
That's right. That's right, Mel. We got you. It's all good.
Jasmine, welcome to our circle. Thanks for being brave and sending your email and popping up with us. What's up?
It was just said to me.
Oh.
So I'm
You
like,
wasn't saying no
okay.
good.
But I'm glad I hopped on. I know Mel through, you know, we work our businesses together, and, you know, she's an incredible woman, and I know she endures so much, and she still shows up every single day positive, and like so much is taken from her on a daily basis, and she gives still so much of herself. So I'm glad that you were brave enough to hop on here and, you know, hear from these other incredible women. But I'm here to tell you, like, you're amazing. And, you know, it's okay to be selfish and take care of you. And like Evelyn said, like, you can do it for yourself. You don't need his approval to do these things, to protect yourself and build yourself up and take care of your boys. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. And he can either be on board or not. But it's important because I know your glass is empty right now. You have to fill it up, and there's tools out there. Like, reach out, get those resources, get the help, and because I know that there's so much for you to give, and like your potential right now is so capped and limited because of all this weight that you're taking from all of this. And I can't wait
You're gonna make me cry, Jazz.
I can't wait to see you on the other side of this.
Yeah.
Because I know it's just like you get peaks of it, and I'm like, this girl's gonna kill it. When she's ready, she's gonna freaking be a force. And you've already done so much, you know, just having the courage to relocate to a whole other state and provide your boys with like an amazing education down there. I just think they're incredible. So I'm
And I'm
looking
dating
forward.
too. I'm trying to.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Wait a hold up.
I don't know. These Delaware guys, they ain't cutting it.
No, well,
I need a Philly man. I don't know. I don't know about that. No.
I'm gonna leave my comments to myself because
Yeah, I was gonna say, start with your comments.
I've
Anything
been drinking.
Man, dating during a pandemic, like I give it to you guys. Whoever can date
Right?
this time, like good luck.
Shit. I'm gonna leave
They've
that
all been
alone
locked
too.
up. Like what's it been since March?
Yep.
You haven't been on dates.
I'm free.
Nobody knows how to talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, offline I'll tell you.
Oh my goodness.
So we have a couple comments, and I want to keep on, since you guys are brave enough to come on camera, I want to keep you there, but I want to go off of some of the comments, and one was super, super long, so I don't want to cover everybody's faces. So I'll read it from Miss Lopez Harris. It says, release it, let it go, know who you are, believe in yourself, and just know he is working to trigger anything to piss you off.
Mhm.
Kill them with kindness. Do not communicate at all. They use the most potent weapon, induce conversation. Once in a conversation, you're in it for the fight or disagreements, etc. But that you have kids, wow, tougher. Yes, of course, they will flaunt their relationship and smudge it in our faces to make the other person feel it was her, not me. But look, show them you're happy.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny because it's like one of those don't engage type of things, and which is
But Char,
Alright.
how do you do that though? Because you're just like me. Like
yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I run my mouth like it's an Aries thing. I told you. Like
Yeah, no, I
feel
get
hard
it.
for me
You
to
want
bite
to
my
get
tongue.
that. You want to get that last word in, and I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I was exactly like you because I'm
Yeah.
stubborn. I'm stubborn to AF, right? Because I don't want to be throwing F bombs. I'm not that drunk, but I will say this. Sometimes it's okay not to engage because they will flaunt a new relationship, and that new relationship may. Now, I'm not saying it's you, but may make you feel as though, damn, is this something about me? Why could you not be that man for me? Type thing. And
Well, by the way, this relationship he's in, this is somebody he cheated on me with 9 years ago and 5 years ago, and here she is.
Nena,
Just
she's not quality, baby girl. You know what I mean? You either buy it. Let me just shut up. But I'm just gonna keep it.
And I'm gonna make it very clear. I don't want. This is not one of those like why me like.
No.
I wish I could be with him. Fuck that. Oh,
no, listen. If I was in Philly, like I know you don't want him, but it'll be great. It will feel really great if you allow me to just mess up his car. But I'm not gonna say nothing else. But I'm gonna just leave it like that. But I will say this:
pulling a Jasmine Sullivan on him.
I just wouldn't engage in the respect that sometimes when a guy is trying to say things to get like that response out of you, even if it's, oh, I always knew you did this, or I always knew you did that, and you're like, dude, I didn't even go there. Why are you going there? I just want to talk about the kids, and I just want to talk about when are you going to come and see your son or your, like one of those things.
Yeah.
And at times, and I hate to say this because I know I'm probably going to get feedback. Sometimes you're just going to have to be okay with saying, I'll just be a single mom in every respect of the word. And when my son is old enough, then he can go and look for his father, and then he can see for himself the quality of man that he is for himself.
Sure.
Sometimes you have to walk away from that because I've known women who say, oh no, he needs to be in my son's life or in my daughter's life. And what ends up happening is that you're wanting that person to be in that kid's life so badly sometimes brings more issues than what you wanted for that child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I tell you this, because off the record, like the little bit that I've known about you, I know that you are amazingly beautiful inside, which is what's important to me, and out, which is even a bonus. And I don't say things for bullshit. When I say things, I mean it, and everybody on this panel knows this shit. I think that you are stronger than you give yourself credit for, and I love the fact that even when you are at the bottom, you want to build somebody up. So fuck him. And if I was in Philly and drunk, we'll be up in his house because I'm that bitch. So, that's all I got to say about that. Peaceful? Sorry. It was supposed to be peaceful. That's
We're
why I
against-
said
They're gonna be
like,
like,
violence
Kristen,
and
what kind of
crime.
show are you getting on every week?
It's the one.
that's why I said a disclaimer in the beginning of the show that my ex should be calling you. I shouldn't be on this. Like they're looking at the show like this bitch. Like you know.
So Jesse Martinez says, I'm wondering if any of you guys, and I think he means the men, would
Yeah.
man up and talk on this show if he's really sorry. He would.
Oh.
That's a good thought. I'm not
That's
sure
a-
if that would ever happen.
Well, I think that goes back to like what we're talking about. Like you have to admit that you messed up in the first place, and that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And you don't want people to judge you for it. And you're probably like, yeah, I changed, but damn, if I go on them show, those girls are gonna tear me up. But really, it's like, no, I share it, talk about it, because
Yeah.
that's the essence of what this is about, right? And
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's true. Everything you've heard. I mean, Melody, yeah, same here. I think that.
You sure Evie is like
You're gonna bust out the
Don't make Charlotte mad. We learned that, but she's good backup. So
I am.
I'm
I
writing it
really
down.
like listen, all jokes aside, I really am that backup. Like
These are little terrorists.
I'm just saying. I told Christine at the beginning of the show, have you ever seen an Indian girl in jail? No. Indian girls don't go to jail. They just make it happen.
She's so crazy. So in the middle of the
ladies, and you too, Shar. I appreciate, the kind words and feedback. I appreciate the backup, Charlotte. I really do. You never know. It just might come down to that someday.
Let's
You're
not say it here because it
No,
might
you're
be used.
Florida. Man,
That's right. I'm in Florida. There's no way I could be an accessory to whatever it is that we're thinking about.
exactly.
That we're not talking about.
That we're not
We're not talking about it. It's recorded. So, ladies, hold on. Before we get through this, it's
Yes.
time always flies by when you're having fun. So I need to do a little intro here so I can make sure that we remember why we were here. It is now 52 minutes in, and I want to remind folks why we are here and why we are always here. As per usual, the domestic violence hotline number is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you are dealing with any sort of domestic violence and you need to call, chat, or text, reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You can also reach us at loveshouldnothurt.com, our Instagram, our Facebook through text. If we do not have the resources to help you, we will find someone who does. I just want to remind folks that October starts the month of domestic violence awareness. We will be doing a special show on Thursday to start and begin the month of domestic violence. If any of you have a loved one, someone that you know that you have lost, unfortunately, because of domestic violence, or just someone that you want to highlight who's a shero, who made it out and it's just been positive in your life and you want to highlight her, you can inbox me those photos, you can inbox me their story, and we will highlight them on Thursday. I also want to put it out there so that everyone knows, big announcement, Wepa. October 25th, it is a Sunday. We will be pulling off our first Love Should Not Hurt 5K. Yes, we are, through a pandemic.
Wow.
Everyone is like, how are you going to do that? So I'll let you know how we're going to do it. Everyone who is participating in this 5K will receive a Love Shouldn't Hurt mask as they arrive. When you arrive, you will begin to walk. We will not have you walking in groups. We also will walk at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock so that we can avoid crowds and everyone bumping up on each other. We will have a photo booth and a DJ to keep you lively through that 5K. But I just want to remind you guys, so you can put it in your calendar, October 25th, we will be having our first Love Should Not Hurt 5K. So that's something to look forward to. Remember, guys, it is October in just 2 days. Wear your purple, tag us so that we can post you on our website and all of our social media. Ladies, what's up? What are your final words for those who have participated tonight? You know, there's someone who was supposed to get on the screen that didn't. I won't call him out because he's been my background person. But
Ray,
I'm scared a gentleman is supposed to pop up on the screen.
right?
And
What's up,
was
Ray?
supposed to send me I'm gonna get in type of thing. Everyone is asking where the location is. To be determined. We have a location. We just want to make sure that everything will work out. So we don't want to announce the location yet. It is still in Philadelphia, of course. When we load the location, you will see the posters. We will mention it on each of our lives every week and you will know. Ray Velez, are you back there? Because I see you on the screen. You were supposed to come on and join us. I'm not sure.
He's gonna be like Jesucristo entre todas las mujeres.
He's right there. He's writing. He's right there. Right, we're about to close the show, so I want to hear what you have to say. So I see your camera's off. I think you might want to turn it on, because nope, he says he's going to shower, ladies. Let me have to get on.
Well, it's funny because you should have had Ed Desamore. He could have had like one of those
Watching.
he could have been like, if you walk in a bodega and you're about to get a candle, like what candle would you get? Like one of those things.
See, and we wonder why no guys are coming on here.
This is only my second time. Okay, so I'm not like rushing them off. But
I could just envision him somewhere like, oh, here we go.
like if you go to a field trip
Look,
and you get on a
There he
ride.
is. He's
There
pushing
you
Ray
go.
on. Get him, Ray. Ray, you got 2 minutes, and I'm gonna press the button. You need to get your picture on screen. We want to hear what you have to say. You're gonna close our show out. You're the only man in here, dude. Show some
Oh.
solidarity for all the other men who are watching.
That's right, Ray. Don't be a
Don't
punk.
be scared. All right, I'm going to add you to the screen, so you may want to show your face. He said he's going to the shower. I will pull you in. I've done it before.
Yes, get it.
Just do it.
Just do
Do
it.
it.
Let's-
Do it.
He's
Do
not in
it.
front of the camera, though. See? Look at that.
I
He's not so much.
Ray, come on. You don't have anything that we
Ray,
haven't seen
show
before.
us your face. We want to
We're
see it.
gonna be nice. We promise.
There he is.
There you go.
I'll mute your mic.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
covering himself.
You got to unmute his mic. Unmute
Unmute.
your mic, Ray. No. There you go.
There you go. Hey, Ray.
Oh, he's got his cup.
A
This
red cup.
time with, no commercials, but Minute Maid, right? That's nice. I don't drink. But no, I was trying to get Edwin on here, but he's not checking his messages. I think he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, he is. He is.
So, Edwin, if you're watching, can you look at your messages and get on here?
Why are you scared?
Because Charlotte is on here, and I get nervous.
Ay, viste. I
Me
told
pongo
you.
nervioso.
No te pongas así. That's how people get pregnant.
Well, luckily it can't happen to me, so I'm good. I'm good.
No?
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Well, listen, thank you for
He said I
always.
appreciate it.
Edwin said praying for you right now, Ray.
And he's still not looking at his messages. That's so wrong.
That's intentional.
Yup.
He had enough for her the last one.
I'm
So
like
you know
literally
what?
looking at his messages right now, and I'm like, he has not even looked at it.
Dito. He got you a
But
read.
he definitely left me alone this time. That's cool though.
That's all right. Listen, you're a man's man. You got this. So
Yes,
you've
you
been
do.
watching this entire hour. What is your feedback, or is there something that you've never said on screen that you wanted to say? Is there any topic like? Talk
No,
to us.
I mean, I don't have so much to say. I mean, per se, but I'm going to tell Melody on a man's point. I'm trying to not make all guys look bad, but he's a coward. He's a coward, and that's it. You know, you're strong, just as well as Jasmine said earlier. Just listening to everything. Make sure that you're doing your part for your boys. You actually have to be woman and man. You know what I mean? And it's so with this mom and dad role. You know, I take off my hat to you. You know, if I had one, I take off my hat to you because it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, and it's just, you should be very proud of yourself. You're strong. From what I even see and from what I heard, you're very, very strong. Sometimes we underestimate ourselves, but just make sure that you do one thing that I'm going to ask you is listen to them, even though that they're kids and we might think that they don't know or you know, we just assume that they don't know what they're saying sometimes, or we don't know what's actually stored inside, you know, their heart or their minds. So one little thing is just literally just sit down and just listen. That's the best advice I can really give you, is just really listen, because I'm sure that they're told, you know, as a parent, don't do this, you don't do that. Hey, you know, but at the same time, we are always telling them this, but we don't get that moment to just listen for a second and just say, what's on your mind? What is it that you see? What is it that you're going through? And then, you know, they can actually say, you know what, Mom, I see what you're going through. But it's just sometimes they just, when we are constantly going like this to them, they just want to go like this to us right back.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I mean, but I understand. I mean, I work with. I don't have kids myself, but I have my god kids,
Mhm.
and I love them, and trust me, I'm definitely in their lives.
Mhm.
But just make sure that you're constantly just listening, but at the same time, don't underestimate what you're giving, because you're strong. You're beautiful. You're strong, and just continue doing what you're doing. And everybody else, Jasmine, I'm sorry that I dragged you into this.
It's okay.
I was just,
I'm with my girls. It's like girls' night. Yeah.
Yep.
It is.
Evelyn, I really don't know you too much, but I just know that you're like her like ride or die chick. You know?
Yeah.
So that's really good.
She'll cut a nigga.
And
Yeah.
Charlotte, and
I
Charlotte.
just don't know. I get
It's Charlotte.
Ave Maria Purísima. All right, so we'll
Sin pecado concebido.
Hey, you do know that.
Charlotte, don't touch my car.
But I mean, congratulations, Christy. You always give a great
Yes.
show. So
You do.
congratulations. And I'm going to work on what you've been asking. So if it's going to be in the Albany area. So what she's asking for. So I'm really going to push for it. So it's going to happen. All right. Bye.
I'm out.
You straight up said, I'm out.
a good drop in the mic.
You saw that?
I want to thank you ladies for coming on and bringing brave souls tonight. Jasmine was forced on, but
Dito.
fine. Thank you as always for just donating your time. I know that you all have your own things to deal with. Melody, you have your kids. Charlotte, your son. Evelyn, you have your babies at home. And Jasmine, you have a whole business to take care of.
That's right.
And my dog that won't leave my lap.
Aw, that's okay. Thank you guys so much for giving up your time tonight. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. You
Thank
guys
you.
are awesome. I love how you guys are always so supportive. So if you guys have any final words, I'll accept that now. After you're done, I'm going to take you guys off screen and I'm just going to give some final announcements for everyone watching. Anyone have something they want to say?
No, we love you. And
Yes.
I love
thank you. Thank you for having this platform for everybody to just,
Yes.
talk, and of course Melody to and help so many people. So thank you. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome, Mama. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Good
you.
night,
For,
love.
thank you.
Conversations, these hard conversations. It's nice meeting people like Melody that we otherwise wouldn't hear from. So I think
Yes.
it's really important to have these hard conversations. And I saw Edwin's comment about he had a different perspective. I'm gonna be emailing you about you need to find out what that was. And I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's these conversations are pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
it was nice meeting all of you and seeing you again, Jasmine, and seeing you, Charlotte. So
Yay.
thank you, Christy. Love you.
Love
Yeah.
you guys. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm
Good
going to
night.
get on and make sure that I do some announcements for everyone. So, as always, I want to thank everybody for just always being so supportive. Love Shouldn't Hurt began almost 2 years ago now, and October is actually our 2-year anniversary. So it's really, really touching. 2 years from when we decided to kind of just kick this off, start our documentary, and kind of just really get out there so that people know, that we have a purpose, that we're doing this for a reason. So I want to thank you guys because you all are super, 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 super supportive. And that's just something that you don't always see, especially with topics like this that are deemed so crazy and oh my goodness, don't talk about it. And it's something that we hide behind all the time. And I just want to just show my appreciation always. I don't want people to think, and I say this often and people say, why do you say it? And I say it because it's the reality. You're going to always have positive people and then you're going to have negative people. There'll be naysayers in the crowd who always say just negative things. So I appreciate the genuine folks who have watched me from the beginning and now to where we're at, who have just been so helpful and just super, super supportive. I honestly, it took a lot for me to begin this journey. And I'm going like this because I'm hot. My hair looks a little crazy. No, I'm joking. It's live. I gotta tell you how goofy I am. But when I started this journey, I was very, very anxious. I was very worried that family members and friends just wouldn't be supportive, not because they didn't want to, but again, taboo topic. And I really thought that they would kind of just push back and be like, oh my God, what is she doing? So a million thanks to all of you. Before we go out, I just have a few announcements because I think that they're super, super important for what it is that we're doing. So I am not a politician and I am not political in any way. But I will say this, Biden was the originator of the Violence Against Women Act. So if you do anything tonight, even if you're not for Biden and you're not for Trump, whoever you're for, it doesn't matter because I'm not choosing sides. Watch the debate tonight. I think that the vote should go out in November by all of us. I think we all play a super, super important role, especially as women. There's lots of women on here. I think we play a super, super role in, making decisions. And, a long, long time ago, we didn't have that right to vote. So make your vote count. Get out and vote. Tonight at 9 p.m. will be the live debate. Again, Biden was one of the originators of the Violence Against Women Act, which is something that's super important for women and men who have dealt with domestic violence. I sat on a panel that spoke about this just a year and a half ago. So it's super, super important that you do that tonight. After that, at 10:30 p.m., tune into Bomba Live. Of course, I need to highlight them because they are part of my family as well. Bomba Live with Rafael Collazo will be on tonight at 10:30, a special edition speaking about the debate. So join him tonight because he will be on there and he's amazing. When he's talking about politics, my boy can go forever. Make sure you get to that. Also want to remind folks, again, if you have a family member, a loved one, or someone that you would like to highlight on our show on Thursday, please inbox me photos, their stories, or what it is that you want for us to highlight. We are going to begin the month of domestic violence on Thursday by having a special show with myself, Zulma, Jackie, Marilyn, all the originators of our documentary. We're going to come on, we'll show clips from our documentary, and we're going to just highlight what is going on this month for our shows. I see Carlos Nunez is here. He will be on our show next week. You do want to tune into that. We are going to be talking to folks about domestic violence in the lesbian, gay, LGBTQ community. Let's say it that way. It's going to be a fantastic show with some great, great people. Thanks to Zoe Colon. Carlos was the first person that I decided that I wanted on the show. He has been a huge supporter. He's amazing. You're going to want to see his energy on the screen. He's awesome. So tune into us next Tuesday. Thursday, remember, we will have that special treat for you guys, opening up Domestic Violence Week. Zulma, Jackie, Marilyn, we will be on, and we will sending dedications to all your loved ones. So again, send me photos. Send me anything that you want me to highlight. If you have a loved one, if you have someone who has passed away due to domestic violence, or another shero who you think should be highlighted, send me that information so that we can highlight her. October 25th, mark your calendars. Love should not hurt. First 5K. Location to be determined. It is going to be an amazing event. Remember, we will practice social distancing. When you arrive, you will not walk with groups. You will walk with whoever you came with. You will receive a mask upon entry, and everyone must practice space. So when you get there, believe me, it will not be your normal 5K, but we are going to make sure that we are doing something so that we walk and stand in solidarity for domestic violence. So again, have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We love you. Abrazos como siempre. Have a good night, all.